guys, welcome to my channel. My name is ReadingBear and I hope you are ready for some more stories. And today, we'll take a look at some new IDontWorkHereLady content. If you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comment. And now, let's dive right into the stories.
The first story is titled So, I Hucked It in a Sewer. This happened yesterday afternoon, so I'm still waiting to see exactly how it all played out. I'll happily update if and when I get more details. My best friend works at a swanky hotel. The kind that has a spa, 2 restaurants, a bar/saloon/whatever, a pool and a hot tub and a gym. Really classy place. I don't work there. I mean, I'd love to work there. They make good money. But after this incident, I doubt they'd hire me. It was a Saturday, which is my only day off. And like I sometimes, always, do, I was at the hotel, just chilling out on their patio waiting for my buddy to get off work so we could smoke bowls and watch crappy movies. It was my day off, so I was wearing my day off outfit, scum-tier clothing, gray sweatpants, a dirty red Gol Bordello shirt, and a pair of ratty, torn, 10-year-old Nikes in red. Only a complete retard could have mistaken me for an employee. Enter, complete retard. I'm watching people find each other on YouTube on my phone and smoking a cigarette, leaning up against one of those brick not-quite walls they put around fancy hotels. You know, the kind that only come up to about waist height and don't actually connect to each other in a place. I distantly notice the sound of a car pulling up, but, like who cares, this happens all the time there. My face is buried in my phone between drags from my American Spirit Black, when suddenly something really hard hits me in the shoulder. It didn't hurt badly, but it stung and startled the crap out of me. Naturally, I spazzed out and almost dropped my phone from being startled. While I'm still collecting myself and remembering to breathe after, I thought I was about to break my phone. A voice says, "Yeah, pay attention, kid." I'm 31 with a full beard and a dad bod. I cannot be mistaken for a kid of any stripe. Looking up, I lay eyes on the youpiest motherducker that ever traded up from Gap to Banana Republic. He's middle-aged, bald, but rocking a ponytail, dead giveaway for a massive douche-org, with a blazer, distressed jeans, and a Ramones t-shirt that still probably cost more than my car. The thing that hit me was a key fob for a really nice car. It was a BMW, but it looked like the ducking Batmobile. If the Batmobile was a shiny, opalescent blue and white. I don't know about cars, but it had those doors that open up, like on the hinge, and it was clearly really expensive. This balding Yuppie motherducker is getting out with a leather man purse as he chides me for not paying attention. I'm still reeling from having almost dropped my phone on the ground as he brushes past me toward the entrance. As he goes by, he says I'm gonna need it at 8. If you're actually paying attention when I get back, I might have something for you. And he's gone, walks into the entrance like he owned the place. Maybe he does. The key fob is sitting on the ground by my foot. The Batmobile is idling by the curb. Its weird sideways door still open. Now, quite frankly, I'm a dick. If you look at my post history, you'll see I'm a dick. I think cruel people should be treated with 100x more cruelty. I think rapists should be raped, murderers should be murdered, and thieves should be robbed. So what I did next should be no surprise. I closed the door. I have since been told this is called a gull-wing door. Pressed the lock button while the car was still running, and hucked the key fob in the sewer grate a few meters away. Then I just continued waiting for my buddy for another 10 minutes before he finally got out. He came out and was like, "Whoa, whose car is that?" I shrugged, "Probably some asshole," and then we left. The moral of the story: before you dismissively throw the keys to your, probably, very expensive car at some schlub who happens to be standing in front of your hotel, make sure he actually works there. The next story is titled Got Fired from Walmart and Never Worked There. About a year ago, I worked selling solar panel systems. This job required me to wear khakis and a blue polo when I was meeting customers. One particular day, after meeting with a homeowner, I had to stop by my local Walmart to get more pens and a notepad for my work bag. I pretty consistently got asked if I worked there by other customers, and I would help if I knew what they were after, but I always told them that I didn't work there, and they were always kind. So this fateful day, I grabbed my pens and paper and checked out in the self-checkout section. As I was leaving, I heard someone say behind me, "And just where do you think you're going?" Now, a little about me. I try to mind my own business as much as possible, and don't like to get wrapped up in other people's drama. When I hear outbursts like that in public, I assume it's not because of me, I also try to follow the rules as much as possible. In this case, I'd assume it was me because I paid for everything. So I continue to my car. Roughly 30 feet from my car, I hear again, "Hey you, stop." I do turn around at that one, because that's typically what you say to a thief. An employee who can only be described as a Karen is marching towards me, 8 different kinds of pissed off. She starts reaming into me about how I'm abandoning my shift, and I'm not supposed to get off for another 3 hours. I'm standing there bewildered because I genuinely have no clue what she's talking about, and I try to let her know I don't work there, but she won't let me get word in. Eventually she says, "Forget it, you're fired." I waited about 5 seconds and told her, "I don't work here, I've never worked here." She stared at me and muttered sorry and ran back inside. I'm still not sure what happened, but that's my tale of being fired from a job I never worked at. Hope it brought you some joy. The next story is titled "Park in My Spot, Stay There Forever." About a year ago, I was getting home after a long session of physical activity with girlfriend. I was pretty tired, so the plan was get home, shower, lay on bed forever. Before I get to the point, I need to tell you a bit about the place I live in. I live in an apartment in a building kinda out of town. Building has 2 gates, a small one for people/bikes and a large one for cars. There are parking lots inside for residents. However, we often lament that there is not much room for parking cars inside. Just in front of the large gate there is a large area that can be accessed right from the street and is actually part of the property, so I have taken the habit of parking my car, a small one, just there on the side of the large gate. This way there is more room for the other residents inside and I don't need to carry the remote/key for the large gate, which I always lose anyway. For those that are just passing by, it is not really clear that the large area is actually part of the property, so people sometimes park there thinking it is a free space. After we explain the situation, people always move without problems, but we got tired of this, so we recently put some no parking signs inside the area and this stopped happening. Okay, so I was tired and in need of rest. I get home and I see a big van, some electric implant company, parked right in my spot. I usually don't get mad at these things, but I was tired and the guy parked right in front of the no parking sign. I cannot park anywhere else since I would block the way and slash out of the other residents. So I park in front of the large gate, get out of my car and approach the van. On the passenger seat there is a large lady, 2L, and I signed her to open the window. I kindly explained her that this is a private property and she needs to move the van. 2L, but there's nowhere else to park. Me, I am sorry, but as I told you, this is a private property and I need to park here. 2L, why can't you park next to us? Me, it would block the way of the other residents. Isn't that obvious? 2L, oh, so you live here, then why don't you park inside? At this point, I would like everyone to notice that there is absolutely no need for me to explain why I can't park inside. All she needs to know is that she is on private property and needs to go. Anyway, I explained the situation, and she told me that the electrician, her husband, was making repairs in the building next to mine, and in 5 minutes they were leaving. Now, I am a bit pissed because I already know it's not going to be 5 men, and I would have to go and up and down at least once to move the car, and if someone wanted to get in/out in the meanwhile, they would rightfully be mad at me. So I just leave the car there and go to my apartment. Thankfully, I have a window which let me see just the entrance, and can check if they are still there. After 15/20 men, they are still there. I need to rest and I am pissed, so I go to confront them. 2L tells me that the guy came back, but only to get some new stuffs from the van and needed to do extra repair. Me? Why didn't you tell him to move the van? 2L. He said it was only going to take 10 men. How is this an answer? Me? I'm not interested in that. You need to move the van. 2L. Just relax. I'm more pissed now. Me? Listen, I kindly asked you to move the van. If you don't, I will call the police and have it removed. 2L. All right, I will try to call him, but he probably won't answer. 2L calls the guy, but he won't answer the phone. 2L. See? Laughing, she starts to show me the ringing phone as if this is something that I am supposed to be interested in. 2L. See? He won't answer. Me? I don't care. You need to move the car. Why don't you tell me where he is? I will tell him. 2L. He is in that building, but don't know which apartment. Off. I can't ring every apartment just to find the idiot. I give a look inside the van and I see that he left the keys there. Me? Hey, you had the key there. Why don't you move the van? 2L. Aha, are you crazy? He is gonna be mad. Me, I don't care. You must move the van. 2L, just relax. I can't do anything. Just wait here and tell him when he comes back. Now, I am really pissed. I don't say anything and I just start to walk in circles like a shark. After 10 minutes, fat electrician, V, finally shows up. He is 6'5" tall and at least 420 pounds. I approach him but he starts to shout at me first. V, what is the problem? Me, this is private property. You can't park here. Move the van. V, why can't you park inside? Me, I just can't, okay? Move the van or I call the police. V, you know what? Fine, call the police. He ignores me, hit some stuffs from the van, and went back to his work. Now, I could have called the police, but I'm not sure they would have had the van removed and I might have caused a big fuss for nothing. But police or not, those people were going to pay. Revenge mode on. I took pictures of their license plate and the name of their company with my phone, then got in my car, moved it and parked right behind them. I was like 1-2 inches from the back of their van. Stupid FE parked like 2 inches from the no parking sign. My car was behind it and a small wall was on their left. The right was free, but there's no way they could have maneuvered out of it. More important, the passage was now free and the residents could go in / out. I tell Double L I got their license and datas just in case they were to try damage my car and that I would be back in a couple hours to move the car if I remembered to. I went back to my apartment and turned TV on. After 10 minutes I hear people screaming at the entrance. I took the interphone and asked what was the problem. FE is crazy angry and wants me to move the car. Alright, I got it, I'm coming. Went back to watch TV. Another 10 minutes pass and more screaming. This time I go. V, you have to move the car right now. Me, why? This is my property. V, you can't block my way. I got work to do. Me, fine. Call the police. I am not sure the police would have removed his stupid van, but sure as hell they weren't going to remove my car from my property. At this point FE is really mad and starts screaming obscenities. One thing I didn't notice, he had a lot of large electrical stuffs on the ground, cables and others. But he couldn't put it back in because his stupid van didn't have a lateral entrance but only in the back, where my car blocks the way. Why am I telling this? Because it is starting to rain. All his stupid things could get damaged. I notice he also understands the situation, so I say, me, okay. How about I do you a favor? I will move my car, but you will have to pay me, say 50 euro. Fee, are you ducking with me? Me, as you wish. You can pay me or call the police and see if they give a crap about you. If you don't pay, I will move the car in a couple more hours. FE starts screaming more obscenities, get into the van and comes back with my money. I take my money and move the car. FE and 2L load their stuffs and leave at full speed. No one should ever be in my spot. The next story is titled I Got No Explanation for this one. I had just left another disappointing job interview and decided to get some Mickey D's as a pick-me-up. I placed my order, got my food, ingested my calories and clogged my arteries. All around good times. To paint the picture, McDonald's employees wear all black. I was wearing khaki slacks and a blue button-down shirt. I've got a bag over my shoulder and my very noticeable Bluetooth earphones in as I'm listening to my music. I finished eating and cleared my tray, throwing out the garbage and leaving the tray. Then, as I turned around to head out the door, a lady and her friend blocked my way. I had my earphones in, so at first I didn't understand what they wanted, but after a few seconds, I took them out to hear what they wanted. The first lady asked me to clean their table so they could sit. I thought that maybe I had left something behind and looked at the table I had just vacated, but it was clean and they were pointing to another section. I gave them both a puzzled look, put my earphones back in, and just walked between the two of them and left. Probably anticlimactic, but I just wasn't mentally equipped to deal with the absurdity. The next story is titled Apparently I'm Employee of the Month at the DMV. I must have a certain look about me because I get asked for help often while out and about. Must be the 20 years in the service industry or something. There's a grocery store that I frequent, sometimes daily, to pick up supplies for work. I'm at the point now where I just point people where they need to go. Sometimes I'll get a funny look when people eventually realize I'm just there shopping. My favorite ever happened at the DMV. There were approximately 400 people in the waiting room, so after receiving my number I decided to go out and wait in my car for a while and come back. As I was walking out, an old man was walking in. He looked around and gave a whistle. He zeroed in on me as I was walking past and asked, "I hear they have a machine here where you can renew your tags." I looked over, smiled, and pointed him to the machine, and he went and got in line. I went out to my car, sat a while, read a bit, and decided to go back in to use the bathroom and check on my number. When I walked back in, the old man was standing in the lobby, looking at the desk of workers, utterly confused. He turned and saw me walk back in and said, "There you are. Where are the people who teach you how to use this machine?" I looked at the mile-long line to the check-in desk, the confused guy, and the screen that showed my number was a long way off and thought, "Screw it, I'm not doing anything." I led him back to the machine and started helping him put in his info. He starts rambling about technology and how they make things so hard these days, and why do they make it so difficult to get help? And why is everyone at the DMV so unhappy? Because they make everything so hard, etc., etc. By this time he's all set and his tags are on the way. I tell him to have a good day. I grab my number out of my pocket to check the screen again, and he looks at me and says, "You don't work here." "What do you don't work here?" "I was wondering why you were so nice. Did it make sense? Now it does." "Well, thank you." As he was walking out, I could hear him telling the security guard about how they should really get someone to help with the technology, and how that girl is the best worker here and she doesn't even work here, etc. So at least I know if my life ever takes a turn, there will always be a place for me at the DMV. The next story is titled "Man Refuses to Believe I Am the Office Lady and Insists I Don't Work Here." It's funny, because I am exactly the kind of person who is always mistaken for an employee. I guess I have that walk or whatever it is that people cue off of. I'm an office manager at a church and an atheist because life is funny, and was sitting at my desk doing my thing when a guy from our pest control company comes in. "Hi, I'm Freddie with Pest Control Company. I usually talk with." I can't remember her name, the older woman who works in this office. "Me. Hi, Freddie. I'm Neon Fuzzball, the office manager. You probably spoke with me actually." "No, it was a few months ago. The office lady was much older. She let me into the kitchen." "Me? Well, I can let you into the kitchen, that's no problem. Here's my card," hands in my office manager biz card. "Gosh, I just can't seem to remember her name. She works here in the office." "Me? Well, I work here in the office, so you'll be stuck with me from now on." Fake Midwestern laugh. "I always deal with the office lady. Will she be in today?" "Me? I'm in charge of the office, so I can take care of whatever." "No, I need to talk to the office lady, the one who works here." He points at my desk. "Me? There's no other office lady. The only other woman who works here is the minister." "But I always talk to the office lady, the older woman." "Me? I'm just leave your paperwork here. I'll make sure it gets to the right place." "I'm supposed to leave it with staff." "Me? They pay me, I'm staff." "Oh, they pay volunteers." "Me? I'll make sure the paperwork gets to the right place." Is she your mom or something? Is that why you're helping out?" "Guys, I swear it was me. I've been here for years. It's my office. I'm the only one who works here. I'm the one who deals with vendors. I'm the older woman he talked to." But by the end of this, he honestly had me doubting it. Eventually, he gave up and agreed to give me the paperwork to give to her when she comes in and went to spray for bugs. I guess I'm officially an old woman, but can pass as a younger version of myself with my mask on. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.